Hey guys, we're back with another session of the burnout truck. Alright guys, like I was saying at the last session, I was going to mess around and take out this rear and take it apart, which I did. And I just got done throwing some 3,000 weight in there. I took my trusty dusty hot glue gun and I hot glued the diff. So now guys, we have a lock and red diff. Nothing a little hot glue couldn't fix, right? I haven't put nothing back together yet because I still want to mess with the gearing. I want to check out the gearing on this. I want to see if these Apex speed gears I have, they're a higher torque gear, or tooth gear I should say. I want to see if these will match up with that pinion. Oh my god, them scissors aren't very good. Whoa, did you see that, guys? I just dumped that in my hand. Almost lost all those little set pins. Whew. The Allens. That was close. That was close. See them all in there? I almost dumped all of them out on the ground. Okay. Oh, guys. Oh, wow. I think these are gonna fit if we have room. Oh God, yes, they do. Oh yeah, guys, they mesh perfect. We're gonna go with the smallest one. I believe it's this one right here. Let's check her under the light. Okay, this one here is a 32. So that's a 32 tooth. What's this one here? Whoa, that's a 33. So let's try this 32 tooth, guys. Let's try that. Let's see what can happen. Let's see what can happen. I mean, as you can see the size. Oh! Let's see what happens. Oh my god. I bet it make a heck of a speed ripper down the road. That's fine. I got the shocks over here, guys. They're already got oil in them. I'm just letting them set. Bubble out, I guess. Let's move this over here where I can get to it. Allen wrench here. And of course, wrong size. Grab another one. Yep, that'll do. I just got to get it in there. Well, maybe that ain't the right one. Oh, yeah, it is. It's just very tight. Wow. That was very tight. That was, wow. I don't know why that was so tight. Okay. Need a little persuader here. How about a screwdriver? Not my scissors. I was going for the scissors, guys. But I stopped. I stopped myself. That will pop off there. Now this is the stock gear. Pinion gear. Yeah, pinion gear, guys. It came with it. That came on the original motor with the 540 junk. It's gonna be crazy. Let's get these other ones out of the way before I get them messed up or knock them on the ground and lose them. I have another set of smaller ones for torque, and I bought a whole new bag of them, different sizes, and you know, guys, I don't know what I did with them for the life of me. I've dumped out my two cabinets. I mean, whoops, sorry guys, hitting the camera. I've done quite a bit of looking, and I don't know what I've done. I got to test fit this, make sure it's even gonna fit. in there. What is that wire that's unplugged? Oh yes, I unplugged the ESC when I was testing. Motors turned on me here. When I was testing that light bar the other day online, yes. Uh-oh, guys. I don't think this is going to work. Oh, I think she's going to be too tight. Unless there's a way this holder adjusts. Let's look. It doesn't look like it either. So it looks like the gear size on this is limited. It is so close to going in. I mean, it's so close. I can force it in. But obviously you don't want it that tight, guys. Oh, that sucks. I don't have any more. Well, I do. I just don't know what I did with them. Aw. I wonder. There's some way. That plate only, that's the downfall, I guess, about a little bit of a downfall about this here. Is, if you guys can see that plate. There's no adjustments on this plate. None at all. It's almost like they're setting you to use this gear. You have to use this gear in this size pinion. Spur and pinion gear. I mean, yeah, you have to use that. Because if you don't, like I say, I guess you can modify this. So I was just kind of looking at doing, but the plastic's very thin on each side. So if I was to slot that, I don't think it would hold well. I mean, I guess I could use a washer, but I don't know. I don't like that. So that's okay. Man, oh man. Why is that? Is there any way I can move that over that way? If this bracket was one of them ones that screwed in, I could put it anywhere. But as you can see, it's made to fit in. It's got a slot. It's made to slide in a little space here like this. Like that. Alright guys, so that's a fail. We cannot use gears this big. If this was a, what is this, a 32? Yeah, so I bet a 30 would fit in there. But then again, I'd have no way to adjust the mesh. So yeah, no. Looks like we're stuck with a, what is this, 19? 18, 19 turn? Tooth? Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it's an 18. Well, that's poo. Sorry, guys. That's poo. I want to show you guys the oil. When I cleaned the 7000 out of here, this car was brand new. Hadn't been run, maybe I had, run it on the kitchen, living room floor here for, a couple seconds, played with it, and then I set it right up on the cabinet. I just wanted to make sure it ran when I first got it, but, the gears were brand new, and they're those powder gears, powdered steel, and oh my god, look what it did. Look at they're perfect. There's not a mark on them. They're not, they're not all shiny, they're not sharp, they're not worn down, but look what it did to the oil. The powder on them, on the outside of those gears. Look at that. It's like a gunmetal gray with full of little metallic. So it's all the coating on those powdered gears, the outside of those gears, that comes right off. Comes right off, obviously, with wear, I guess. Like, same as these. See, these, I didn't know it when I bought them until I got them. But see, these are, they look plastic, the color of them, but they're not. They're more of those powdered gears, like what's already in it. So I expect if I was to run these, they'd do the same thing. It will peel the coating off, almost like where they've been sprayed right here. And it will clear that off, that coating in there, and that's, I think, what did that to the oil. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not a rocket scientist, but that's what I think. Alright, well that's blah. Here it is. Alright, let's put it back together, I guess. Remember, guys, always look for that flat spot on the motor. Line it up with the hole on your gear. I gotta slide that fan back tonight. There we go. Oh, darn it! I really wanted to change the gear in this. Sorry guys, I have dogs, so you're gonna hear a little barking now and then. See how that slides in there? So it's automatic, perfect mesh. You can't mess it up unless you wear the gear down. Obviously, then it starts slipping. But I mean, as for lining up the gear mesh, it's as long as you have an 18 tooth pinion there, and put it on. I mean, it lines up perfect. There's no adjustment there at all. Basically, like I said, they kind of locked you into that. I guess I didn't notice that before. They kind of locked you into having to use this size. There's ways around it, guys. I mean, you can modify it. You can modify anything if you really want to. Okay, I don't like that. It's not popping in all the way. Oh, okay. Little burrs there from where I had the lock screw before. I'm wondering if I had it turned around this way when I took it off, and I think I did. No, I didn't. I did have it the other way. Oh, wow. That is going on tight. Why is that going on so tight? It's not even hitting with it. Oh, the old Loctite. I see it. I don't know if you could see that little stuff I was just pulling off that keeps coming out of here. It's the old Loctite I used. It's making, obviously, the inside of this hole a little bit tighter. Yeah, and every time I put it on and off, it goes easier. Alright, that's what that is, guys. Yeah. Now, we'll make sure we get that mesh perfect. Or as perfect as you can to me. I get pretty close to the same on each side. I'm a little stronger here than I am there, but if I go to move it, I won't get it any better than that, trust me. Let me find the Loctite here real quick, guys. I'm sorry if I keep shaking the camera, guys. I get kind of close to the table because I can't use the zoom right now. Uh-oh. What did I do with my Loctite now? Probably someone's yelling. It's right there. It's on the table. Nope, I found it. It's not on the table. In the bottom of my oil bucket, where I keep all my oils. But remember, guys, it only takes a drop of this stuff. I always end up squeezing too much out. Not even squeezing. These little bottles like this, once you cut them open, sometimes when you tip them up, they just pour right out. This one, for some reason, seems to do that. See that? I didn't even squeeze it. It just started pumping right out. Alright, let's do this properly. Get my hands out of it. So guys, I don't know. I know I really enjoy the hobby. I think it's fun. Really fun. It could be costly sometimes. But if you've got an imagination and you're not afraid to work on stuff yourself, it's a lot cheaper. You'd be surprised what you can, do. I mean, remember, these extensions for my shocks, all those are servo horn things for your steering. I have a bunch of I buy the servos, four at a time, the cheaper ones. And they come with a bag of parts every time, and hey, why not? It works. Okay, so we got that on. So now we can put this back together. This little thing here, guys, is just something I glued on, a little piece of Lexan that I cut off the body, and that's what locks my battery in place on top of my backbone. Because the battery tray here is that little tiny battery. I don't know if you guys remember seeing the video that day I showed you that little tiny battery that runs these. Yeah, it's way too small. So I run the battery on the backbone with straps and them little Lexan feet, I guess you'd call them. So now I can finish screwing this back together then. Make sure everything's out of the way. Don't squish anything. And I'm hitting something. I gotta turn the car so I can see what I'm doing. Hit on that fan. Lights out of the way, wires out of the way, fans out of the way. And for some reason, it's hitting that fan. Why is it hitting that fan now? It didn't hit before. There it goes. I guess I didn't have the fan pushed down far enough. I'm a knucklehead, guys. I don't ever use power tools on these little tiny screws like this. When I take it apart, I'll use a power tool. Sometimes, depending. But when I put it together, I like to put them together with a screwdriver. Just because they're so tiny, they strip out really easy. And they don't take much, it doesn't take much to tighten them down. Okay, that one's not being good. So I might have these two screws in the wrong place. And I think I do. I think this is a front screw. Actually, I know it's a front screw because they're long, and these are what hold the steering down in the steering arms down in the front, right here. Right here, your steering arm comes in and hooks here to this backbone, so that's where the long screws go. Sometimes trying to get these screws down in here, these little tiny screws are a pain. I don't have a magnet driver yet, guys. I need to get a magnet driver. That way I can put those little screws in without having a nightmare of a problem sometimes. I guess I could stick a little magnet to the side of my driver. I know I've got some of them somewhere. And that would probably work, as long as I was using it in an area where it wouldn't hit and fall off. Because that wouldn't help, would it now, if I put a magnet on? Well, I don't know. You got to remember too, guys, if you rub a piece of metal with a magnet and then take the magnet away, the piece of metal will stay magnetized for a little while. Okay, now we're just going to put these lights back in their holders. I popped them out earlier, so I had room to get in here and mess around. Sorry guys, my arms were right in your way. Okay, and just pop right in. They're just little rubbers that go up here on your wires, right behind your bulb. And they push into these sockets right here. You can see that socket down there. Just trying to remember which one goes where. The longer one goes out here. That's what provides the lights for my wheels. It's that simple to push them back in. I just pulled them out so I didn't tear them when I was picking up on this part here. Okay, now we'll put this part back together here real quick. And then we'll get to the shocks. I'll show you what tension I'll set them at. Remember guys, don't tighten anything up till you get at least a couple started. Get them in there, but you know, just don't snug them down. Oh. Oh. Crikey. I miss that guy. I used to love the Croc Hunter. Or not Croc Hunter, what was he used to call? I know his name's Steve Irwin, but what the heck was he called? He wasn't the Croc Hunter. It wasn't Croc Hunter. He was Crocodile. What was he called? I don't know. Boy, that's terrible. I can't remember that. He was funny as heck. I used to love watching his show. Crikey. He's angry. Look at him, he says. He's angry as he pulls on the snake's tail. I'd be angry too if you yadded me around. But he was hilarious. I was shocked when I heard what happened to him. Especially from what animal did it. I mean, I always thought he's going to mess around with the wrong crocodile or something. You know, or alligator, and they were going to get him. But no, it was this. Where's this go? Oh, up here. The stupid stingray. That's just terrible. And it's so weird, I guess, because people swim with them every day, I guess, in places. But probably more people. It probably happens to more people than they say. It's probably just that where it was Steve Irwin. You know, they had to say it on the news, I guess, so everyone knew. Where they don't pronounce, I guess, every other time, you know, when it happens to everyone else. Sorry, guys, if that camera keeps moving. I'm doing a terrible job here. Sorry, man. New to this stuff. This camera stuff. But I figured if I'm going to be sitting around tinkering and playing with this stuff, why not just put it on for other people to watch? Somebody out there will find it interesting or have the same issues I have. Or I have to tighten these down. The other day doing the burnout, guys, my screws were falling out of my fan. That's what, if you watch the video, you'll see when the truck swings over to the, it'll be the right side of the screen from what you're watching on TV, but when it swings to the left, there's some shiny screws on the ground there. And it was from my fan. It took me a minute to figure it out. When I picked them up, I was like, where did these shiny things come from? Alright, guys. Oh, that was close. You see that? I almost threw that right on top of the non-capped Loctite. That would have made a mess. Better put that back over there. Alright, let's move my awesome shock holder that I made. It's just beautiful, isn't it, guys? It's beautiful. Hey, it does the job, so don't be scared to use things. You know what I mean? Anything. Now, these have been setting for quite a while, guys, so there should be no air left in them. Yeah, there's none. This. Push that up a little. I have a little too much in that one. There we go. Oh, and I used that napkin, didn't I, to stick it in the oil. It's okay. I got more. I got more. I always like to clean them now. That way I know if they're leaking right after I put them together. I'll show you guys what I'm looking for a compression on these. Obviously I want them to come out, but I don't want them to shoot out like a rocket ship. See that? Now it won't close. I got too much in there. So you crack your top. Give it a little shove. Nice and easy. Get all that air out of there. Get all the excess oil out. Okay. That's what I want right there, guys. I want it to not quite go in all the way. And that's roughly what I want for a kickback. These will I will change them again, the tension on how they are, when I set this up for the road. But just for the burnout, that's how I want them. I want it to. I don't want it to compress. I don't want it to compress all the way. So that's why I'm making it stop there without going in. Because normally that would go all the way, but I want that to stop like that. I want it to stop the truck, and I want just enough tension so she will fight her way back a little bit, and that to me is perfect. So we do that one. I'll do the same thing to this one. Big air bubble in the center there. There she goes. Always make sure your dampers put back in your cover right. You put it back together, or they will leak. I have three of them, I think, on my Gen 7. Brand new ones I just put on and filled are leaking, so I have to take them apart and redo them. Okay, perfect. Just like the other one was. So now if I... Little... Yep, just like I wanted. See, guys? What I'm doing is I'm loosening it, take some oil out, but I'm also trapping a little air in there. That way it binds up before it gets to the end. I don't want the truck to drop all the way. Then I want it to recoil like that. That's perfect. Exactly what I want. Like I said, that it's not right, but it's what I want for this build that I'm making right now. It's only a burnout. I'll throw these back together. Everybody knows how to put these on. The little hump always goes down towards the connector. These are nice tight ones. Wow. There we go. Yeah, them ones are nice and tight. The pads are a little small, though. For the spring, I guess, well, it works. Just exact size of the spring. That's kind of iffy. These aren't the shocks that came on this car, guys. I upgraded these shocks on here. I give like $20, I think, for these shocks. Oh, yeah. That's going to be perfect. Yeah. I'm just making sure they're lined up right. Evenly, I should say. There we go, guys. Nice and even. Oh, I put my homemade shock thing back over there. Yeah, I've slid everything around this table like a million times. There it is. No, it isn't. There it isn't. Here it is, guys. Oh, God, that was funny. Wasn't that funny? There it is. No, it isn't. Alright, where was I running these? I was running this vert, wasn't I? So they were in. I'm trying to run these shocks straight up and down on the back. Actually, I think it works better for the burnout. Plus, it's not a sand buggy anymore. It's going to be a more on the road. So I want this back shocks a little straighter. I don't mind the front being torqued for the front where it steers, but I want the back like this. Might work, might not. That's only one way to find out. That's the awesome thing about doing RCs. It's a good way to learn, guys. Good way to learn things. Like I said, it's awesome for the imagination. Keeps you always motivated and always thinking. So if some problem in life really happens not to do with RCs, you can still handle it. Because your mind's already set to adapt. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you're always thinking of a way that you can make something work or you can do something. Basically, it's keeping a cool head, I guess. Okay, now I had these hung on the back, did I, or on the front? Let me see here. Yes, I had them that way. And all this stuff here I'm using, guys, is just spare parts. Spare stuff I had laying around in the drawers. All because of RC Guy's garage. Because he wanted us to build burnout cars and drag cars, but keep it cheap. Keep it simple, stupid, basically. So, hey, that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping it simple. Now, that's a Phillips again, isn't it? Yep. Like I said, I use 2 different style screws here. It kind of drives you nuts once in a while. There we go. Can be a little frustrating sometimes, though, working with these little tiny parts. But I love it. It's a challenge, and I like a challenge. I don't like to be bored. I cannot stand being bored. So therefore, I'm always trying to do something. Whether it's playing with these, flying my drones, messing around the house, giving the kids and the wife a hard time, anything. I'm always doing something. Messing with my dogs. I love my dogs. Tighten these up. These little wrenches they give you too. These little wrenches come with these cars and stuff. That's pretty cool. I know some do and some don't, but like all these came with it. I've gotten red cats and stuff. My red cats, and I don't think I've gotten any tools with any of them yet. Now my Tamiya's over there on the shelf. You can see the truck over there and stuff. The Tamiya's all came with tools. But they kind of have to because they're a kit and you build them. I love them Tamiya's. And if you guys or Tamiyas or whatever you want to call them, if you guys are interested in builds that aren't too expensive, here we go. Them Tamiyas there, or Tamiyas are really cheap. If you buy the ones that are on sale, like I have the Mustang GT4 30th anniversary edition. I got that on sale for $120. I bought the Hannah rig right there, the 18-wheeler race truck, and I got that on sale for like $119. All of them I got the Subaru Impreza, and I got the Subaru Rally car, and I got the, what is that thing called? What is that thing called? It's called Supra, Toyota Supra, and they were all roughly around $120. And I mean, they come with silver can, tuned 540 motors. They do about 25 miles an hour, so